What is going on, you guys? Riley on Gemmy Inflatablefans98, and I got a really cool review for you guys today. This is the Gemmy 2019 7.6 foot tall Nightmare Before Christmas Mayor inflatable. This was one out of the two I bought in so far this year, and I paid full price for this, obviously $150 plus tax. Little on the more expensive side, but this is a really cool design, and I had to get it. I have the Jack and Oogie from last year, which is also available this year again. Obviously non-animated, but I had to get this guy because I just love Nightmare Before Christmas, and this is a really cool idea. It's got lock, shock, and barrel on it, as well as the mayor himself. And yeah, so this inflatable is pretty cool. I want to say I'm nervous about it because I live in a windy area where I'm not sure how well this thing is going to stand up and like stay up or whatever with the weird spinning mechanism it has. I'm not complaining about it though, because I feel as though if there was a spinning mechanism in the head, like, you know, one of the normal spinning mechanisms in the head, rather than this new one that they came out with, that it probably wouldn't last more than a few years, because that's just how they are, especially if you have them out in the yard and they're in the, you know, they're exposed to the rain and the, you know, the weather and stuff. They don't last forever. So I'm kind of glad they did it this way, although it does spin very, very slow. Does not spin very fast at all. And for some reason, the box, it doesn't spin 360 degrees, it spins 350 degrees. And I've inflated it once. It's really cool. I like it. I've seen it in store. I like it. That's why I got it. I mainly just got it because, you know, I love Nightmare Before Christmas, and I thought that this was a really cool design. So yeah, guys, anyway, I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to take it out of the box and we'll inflate it, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, so it's all taken out of the box here. So this is it all set up. Basically, it's just a normal inflatable. It has the normal fan, but this is the spinning mechanism right here, starting right here and then at the bottom there. And you can see the regular fan on the top here. There's basically, they give you 4 screws. You screw in the regular fan to the spinning base, and basically there's like 2 separate plugs, one for the base and one for the fan itself, but you plug the fan base for the actual inflatable onto the spinning base, and you know, so you don't have to get too, I mean, you could if you wanted to, but you don't have to have more than one outlet to make this guy work. It also has a on-off switch, which is right there, so you can turn it on or off, you know, if you want it to spin or if you don't want it to spin. But I think it's better when it spins because, again, if you've seen the movies, the mayor has 2 different faces. So, and again, there's lock, shock, and barrel on all around it, so you probably want it to spin more than not, whatever. But there is an option to turn it off, like I showed you there. So anyway, guys, I guess I'm gonna pause the video here, or not pause the video. I'm just gonna plug it in and inflate it here. I will end up pausing the video for a little bit because it does take a few minutes for it to actually start spinning. But the inflatable itself doesn't take very long to inflate. It inflates fairly quickly. But again, I think it probably takes at least a couple of minutes before it starts spinning. So I will pause the video and then I'll come back when it starts rotating. But again, I did test this guy out already. I don't know why that zoomed in. I did test this guy out already, and it's actually on the back part. So again, let me pause the video here and I will be back when it starts spinning. Alrighty, guys, so it just started spinning just now. As you can see, it's pretty slow. I want to say it maybe takes about 30 seconds to make a full rotation, but that might be a little over exaggerating a little bit, or I may be a little over exaggerating. But it is really cool. Regardless of how slow it moves, it is really cool. I did mention, though, I do live in a windy spot. I live on like a, you know, a higher incline where my house is, so the wind comes up quite a bit. As you can see, it actually almost made a full rotation, but now it's rotating back just to so that's the 350 degrees. 360 degrees would just mean it would move completely around in a circle. I don't know why it goes back like that, but it is what it is. So here, let me step back, just let it do its thing real quick. Again, pretty slow, but I want to say like 30 seconds, 30, 45 seconds. I haven't really counted how long it takes, but it does take a little bit to make a full rotation. And then, like I said, it has lock, shock, and barrel. All three of them, which is pretty cool. And it's about to come around to the front. And here is the front of it. Now, I did kind of want to give a little, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys might know this already. Again, I'm kind of late on the review of doing this since it's been a while since this came out. But basically, these legs that are sticking out here are what you attach the tethers to, from my understanding. There's instructions inside of the box that tell you, basically, you take two tethers, you know, you tie them to each of these legs, and the only thing that stakes it down to the ground are the metal, I think they're metal spiral stakes in the box, and they go down to, basically you twist them into that, the spinning base, and that's what basically holds it down. And again, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know how well it's going to hold up in the wind, with that being the only way to, you know, keep it down, just by tying the, or, you know, staking the base, but we will see when the time comes. Obviously, again, you don't have to have this spinning base on it. It kind of does look a little ugly. It's really clunky and it's really big. So obviously you don't have to have this spinning base, but I think it looks better with it. Just because you want to get the full effect. You want to get, you know, the back of his face, which is part of the movie. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Riley on Gemmy Inflatable Fans 98. Like and subscribe.